Hey Warren, how's things going? Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So how's the Berkshire portfolio looking? Any changes from last quarter? Okay, so you completely got rid of all your airline positions. Smart move, I think. They're in for some trouble. What's the overall Berkshire portfolio looking like? Wow, you're 35% of the portfolio is in Apple. Then Bank of America 11%, Coke 10%. Thanks for the call, and we can definitely call again next quarter. Bye, see ya. What a guy. Wouldn't it be amazing to have a call from some of the best investors in the world each quarter so they can give you an update on what they're doing? You can see the positions that they bought and that they sold. Well, today I'm going to show you how you can do something similar to that. You're not actually obviously going to get a call from some of the best investors like Warren Buffett, but you're going to be able to see what they're doing on a quarterly basis and how their portfolio is looking. So if that sounds interesting, smash the like button and let's get straight into this video. So you might be wondering, how is this possible? This is possible because of a document called the 13F filing. This 13F filing is required by all institutional investment managers with assets under management over 100 million. So this would include the guys like Buffett, Ray Dalio, Seth Klarman, Bill Ackman, some of the best investors in the world. They are required by the SEC to show the holdings in their portfolio and what they bought and sold last quarter and how their portfolio has changed from quarter to quarter. Normal people like me and you can find out what some of these best investors are doing through their 13F documents. These 13F filings have to be filed within 45 days after the end of each quarter. So 4 times a year, you're going to be able to see what some of the best investors are doing. And you can use this as sort of a screening process to see some of the companies that potentially could be good investments for you as well. You shouldn't just copy what they're doing because an investment that might be really good for them might not be really good for you. You can definitely use these 13F filings as a way to gain investment ideas and use it as a starting point to find out which companies to research. Because if some of the best investors in the world who have a similar strategy to you are looking into a company, you might want to look into it as well. But enough said, let me show you guys how you can actually find these 13F filings, and then I'm going to explain to you guys how to read them. The first thing you have to do, if you want to find out, for example, what Warren Buffett is investing in, you have to actually find out, well, what is the company or the fund that Warren Buffett manages? You can just go onto Google and type in Warren Buffett company. And you find out that his company's name is Berkshire Hathaway, if you didn't know that. Now what you do is you can either get it directly from the source, which is the SEC's website, and find the original filing, or you can use some other websites that actually compile all the filings for you and make it look nicer. So there are 2 specific websites that actually do this for you. The first one is Whale Wisdom. You just go to Whale Wisdom and you can type in the fund that you want to investigate. For example, if I wanted to see what Berkshire Hathaway is doing, type in Berkshire Hathaway. This is a summary of what Berkshire Hathaway is actually holding. So you can see that it has 35% in Apple, 11% Bank of America, 10% Coke. You can see what they sold in the last quarter. You can see what they bought. We can click on see all holdings and you can go through this and you can see everything that Warren Buffett is holding. We can go to the SEC website. So sec.gov. You can simply go onto this Edgar search, which is just a search form to search through all the different filings. So now we can type in Berkshire Hathaway. Okay, and then you see there's a bunch of different versions. You just have to go through them and try and find out which ones are actually posting the 13Fs. So you want to look for the filing that says 13FHR. It's really confusing when you first look at it. However, it is a skill, learning how to use the SEC website, and it's probably a skill that you should learn at some point. This is how it will look if you find the 13F. You then have to click on infotable.html. This is the one that shows what they're actually holding. This is where the magic is. This shows you exactly what Berkshire Hathaway is holding. This will be very confusing if it's your first time looking at it. So there's a bunch of different columns. The first column is just the company that they are invested in or the stock they're invested in. The title of the class, COM, references to common shares. The third column is a CUSIP number, which is just a unique identifier for a stock. Then column 4 shows you the value of the holding. So you might be a bit confused. Why are there multiple Amazons or multiple American Expresses? It's just because Warren Buffett has made multiple purchases of American Express or Amazon over the years. And so to be able to find out his total holdings of American Express, you would want to add these all together. And to be honest, these other columns don't really matter. These columns, the first 5 columns are the ones that you really should look at. This is how you find out what they're actually holding in their portfolio. If you want to see how the portfolio changes from quarter to quarter, you have to actually compare the quarterly filings from quarter to quarter. If I wanted to find out what Berkshire Hathaway did from quarter 4 of 2019 to quarter 1 of 2020, I would have to open up the quarter 4 report of 2019 and compare it to the quarter 1 report of 2020. You would then have to find the 13F document for 2019. You'd have to open this and you'd have to compare this document to this document to be able to find out the difference. And that's a bit complicated and it's a bit time consuming. So that's why these websites are really great. You can see the change. So you can see that they reduced their position in JP Morgan, decreased their position in General Motors. So essentially what you want to be doing is you want to be searching investors that match your investing style. You can then do more research on the companies that they're buying, and it can be used as a very good starting point to be able to see what some of the best investors in the world are doing. So use the 13F filings as a starting point to create a list of companies that you want to research more. So just looking at Seth Klarman's purchases in the last quarter, I could now do more research on HP or eBay or Viacom and see if that's an investment opportunity that also fits what I want to do. Especially if you're a beginner, it's a really good way to learn to see what some of the best investors are looking for. You can see what someone like Warren Buffett just recently bought or what he just recently sold, and you can sort of get an insight into his mind and how his investing strategy works. 4 years ago, he bought Apple, and you might be able to investigate why he bought Apple, what was Apple like at that point in time, and from that you can sort of reverse engineer his investing strategy and apply the concepts for yourself in the future. So hopefully this has been an interesting video for you guys. You now know what 13F filings are and how you can get insight into what some of the best investors in the world are doing. Hopefully this has been helpful, and let me know if you're going to actually use these and what investors you are looking at. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.